What was your first impression of me?
I bought like a cute hair clip or something and I wore it to school one day. And you literally tripped me over. Like you put your leg and I tripped over. And then you said, Jeevi, you're wearing that so that the boys notice you, right? Ha ha ha. And then you run away. Remember we used to have this class for dumb kids, remedials. Classes.
That's for dumb kids, yeah, I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
But they'd give us free food.
They give you food?
Yeah?
No wonder a lot of girls got fat at remedials.
You know, even someone once told me, I've heard, someone told me that an officer's daughter was coming and I used to think you'd be very intimidating and all, but tu to cartoon nik. They never make biryani in your house, no?
What, you want to rub it on my face now
No,
that I'm a
do
fucking
you eat
Brahmin?
meat?
Yeah, dude. I eat meat. I eat more meat than you. I shouldn't say this.
You've been running through my mind, yeah. Every morning I just need you by my side, and I've been waiting for a lifetime.
I've been
life?
good. Life has been good.
Huh.
A lot of things have changed recently.
Like?
I don't know, I moved countries.
From where?
From Hungary.
Hungry.
Yeah. I know. But no, I was there for about 4 years. And then I moved back. And I'm starting from scratch. And it's a lot of fun. How have you been?
A little intro, right? How do we know each other? So we know each other from when? School?
Yeah.
Well, 8th standard. When?
No, 11th.
11th.
Yeah.
I came to Bangalore in like, I guess 9th standard.
Yeah.
8th or 9th standard. And it was a completely different experience for me because I was born in Calcutta. I was born in Bihar. And I came... What, you didn't know
I did
this?
not know that.
What the fuck? Where did you think I came from?
I didn't actually ever think about where you came from. I just knew you were that annoying kid in that other section.
Annoying kid. What a girl.
I don't even know if you remember my first impression.
Yeah,
of you.
that's my next question. What was your first impression of me? Like when you saw?
You know
Be honest.
So this was our first conversation, okay?
This was our first conversation.
This was our first proper conversation. No, we had like said hi, hello to each other. But then I went and I bought like a cute hair clip or something and I wore it to school one day. And you literally tripped me over. Like you put your leg and I tripped over. And then you said, Jeevi, you're wearing that so that the boys notice you, right? Ha ha ha. And then you run away. I'm like, who the
What
fuck
a
is
creep
this guy?
was I? I said you wear that because boys notice you.
You wear that because you want boys to notice you, right? And then you ran away. You didn't even let me give you
I ran away?
Yeah, dude. I mean, you're so fucking tall. I could spot you from a distance. But I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
And what do you think about? Who's this weird guy? What do you think?
I knew who this weird guy is. I knew he was the teacher's son. So I'm like, calm down. It's okay. Apna time aayega someday. I'll fuck with him too.
You know what my first impression was of you is that I think Vishal, there was a guy called Vishal from DPS, remember?
I thought you were Vishal. Oh.
No, there's another guy in 11th or 12th grade. There's a guy called Vishal. So you were that brave girl in a KV world where girls are not known to be brave.
Okay.
I'm being honest. Where girls are not known to be. You're the brave girl, so I had a little respect that you were at least brave and honest. And you were at least with yourself.
And how is this Vishal involved in my bravery?
Yeah, the reason I pointed out Vishal is because Vishal also came in 11th standard, if you remember, from DPS. He was 1 year senior to us, and we were in 10th grade. The guy who used to do backflips.
So I don't know him through KV.
He stays in East Colony.
Yeah, that's how I knew him.
He stays in East Colony, right?
Yeah, but we weren't really friends. I know him through colony gossip, you know, like.
What was the colony gossip?
Fuck you, I'm not telling you that.
Come on, dude, what
I'm
the
not
fuck?
exposed. No, it's not gossip exactly, but he was a dancer, correct?
Huh.
He was known as this very outgoing, funny guy who... So, you know, there was this thing that in the colony, the girls and the boys never spoke. And I never understood it.
Yeah.
So
East
I broke
Colony.
it anyway.
Huh.
But for example, there's this one guy who's actually a very good friend of mine. I'm sure you know. You know Ajay? Ajay Krishnan?
Krishnan, the
His
short
older
guy.
brother.
The short guy.
Yeah.
Huh.
So now we're friends because we're all adults. But like this one time when my mom was calling out for me and I was in the park. So there was the park and this was the girls' side and this was the boys' side. My house was on this side. My mom's like, Arun, can you call her for me? He says, Auntie, we don't talk to girls. You know, that's how it used to work
Huh.
in the
We
colony.
don't talk to girls. In East Colony. I thought East Colony, officers colony, people will be
That's
out
just
chill.
children, yeah.
For little context for people, East Colony and West Colony was for like people who do the mechanical work. East Colony was for all officers and officers' kids, and you know we used
Yeah,
to
but we were in the end of the day children. Dumb fucking children, all of us.
I know, but there's like this.
Arrogance? There
No.
was.
See, in India, if
Yeah.
you have money, you have a lot of arrogance. In India, it's like if you have money, you have power. In India,
I agree.
and people in East Colony had power.
So I'll tell you why I didn't have power. I'll tell you why.
Huh.
This is gonna make me sound even worse. I did not know West Colony existed.
Wow, dude, you came to school. You fucking came to a school.
11th. Not
Okay.
when I was younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Till 10th standard, you never knew there was something called West Colony.
I knew the stadium alone, but I actually never observed that there was an entire colony around. I would come there all the time because my parents would get me to the stadium, no, the auditorium place, because there's a function or an event.
The
I would
institute,
come-
right?
Yeah, but I used to see that exclusively as the institute. I did not see the colony around it. And then after a few days, I realized, oh no, I know friends there. Like, I knew it, but I couldn't put 2 and 2 together and say, oh, that's the other colony. I was just my problem solving skills were not.
How was 11th and 12th grade for you in KV? Because where did you study before that?
Bro.
Where did you
So
study
I was in a even more conservative school before that.
Where?
It's called Agragami, okay?
I know this.
And
It's,
you know
it's in the
this?
double
Yeah.
road. Huh.
It was a very conservative school, and when we started off, right, it was a small house building, and there were like 3 batches of children, and I was one of the second or third batch. So it was a very small school, and it eventually, I don't even know how, it just blew up. But the thing is, because I've been there since I was a child, no? I'm not saying I was popular, but people knew me. And
So you're there since first standard
nursery.
in Agragami.
Yeah.
The school which had like a plane in the
Yeah.
assembly ground.
Yes, that's
Huh,
cool.
huh.
So it was, I don't know, maybe because you were raised there, everyone knew you, and then you think, oh, I'm so awesome, you know, like everybody knows me and you're very popular. And then suddenly they put you in a different school and you don't know anybody. And it's not the worst part, but the challenging part was that everybody else knew each other since they were children.
Okay.
So all of you knew each other from like either from.
I didn't know anyone. I came in 9th grade.
Yeah, but who's your dad? You were obviously going to find out, but.
I mean, even if, like, my dad won't get me friends.
Your dad
But-
won't get you friends, but your dad puts you on a map. Like, everybody knows you exist. You know, this one time.
But come on, GV. I also had my own identity, da. I was not a.
Eventually.
Eventually.
But that's
But
because
you
you were
say-
acting like a fucking monkey, Vishagar. I couldn't see through your solid personality because you were like. Most of the times I saw you, someone was yelling at you.
Yelling at me.
Someone was putting you out of the class. Or your dad was yelling at you. That is when I actually noticed you. I'm like, oh, so this guy exists.
Huh.
I don't know if you remember.
Huh.
Remember, we used to have this class for dumb kids, remedial classes.
That's for dumb kids. Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
But they'd give us free food, you know.
Huh.
And then we went.
They give you food.
Yeah? What are you saying? Ashwata and I went and like we ate so much food during that 2 months.
No wonder a lot of girls got fat at remedials.
What, all of yours went into your brain or what? I've seen how you guys eat outside of that school also.
Yeah. Huh, but tell me, they gave you food.
Yeah, during remedial class they gave us food. I don't know why. Maybe it was like to encourage us to come.
Huh.
But they put so much soda in it. Like, I don't know if I should tell this on the mic, but that fucked my stomach up.
Yeah, but continue. So remedials you used to come. What was this?
And then your dad once asked you, why so tingriya?
P-Thingriya. He asked me.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
But I was not in remedials.
You were there in one class.
I was never in fucking
You were
remedials.
there in one class.
I was
but
never
maybe-
in fucking remedials.
Then what was did we ever have a class together? Because we did.
Some combined
okay,
class.
No, maybe it's not a remedial class, but before our 12th board.
How did you come in remedials?
I don't know, dude. Like, don't be humbled a little. It's okay. So before
I'm kidding.
12, he used to be dumb too. He used to get screwed by your dad. Like, that's why I used to feel good, you know. I'm like, it's okay, you yell at me, but you yell
Yeah,
at
my
him
dad.
also.
My dad was like, he was Democrat.
Yeah.
I would say.
Screws everyone
Yeah,
off.
he screws everyone, irrespective of his son or anyone. But yeah,
Especially his son, dude.
especially.
You got roasted the most
Dude,
when I saw
my
you.
dad used to fucking come to this class and like I was big, right? I was tall
Yeah.
even back then, and I used to play
Yeah.
and I used to eat a lot.
Yeah.
So my mom used to prepare a lot of rice,
Yeah.
and there used to be cooker. My dad used to come the next day. He's like, "Ye sala, ye cooker khala khata hai roz," and all these girls are laughing at me, and I felt so weird. I'm like, Dad, why do you? I can't even call him Dad. Imagine,
know,
imagine
I
your
know.
dad is teaching you.
Yeah.
You can't call him Appa.
Yeah.
You can't. I don't want to call him Sir. Sir.
Is it weird though?
Yeah. So you know something?
Yeah.
Throughout my schooling career, from
Yeah.
8th to 12th grade, whenever my dad was the teacher or in charge principal, I never addressed him as anything.
You do this.
It's just like, can I ask this question?
Yeah.
Can I come? It's
I
just-
actually used to wonder what it's like to have your parent teach you. Is it awkward to like, because do you know when we were kids and if you called your teacher mom instead of ma'am by mistake,
It's a big deal.
and they tease you for days. I used to wonder, this guy's life is that, like, what does he do?
I can't. And I've never called. It's always like I exclude that part, and it's get to the main subject. So it's like get to the verb.
Nice.
Forget about the noun. I can't call him sir. How do I call him sir?
I know. I think
It's so
I'd
weird.
never be able to call my dad sir.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
But how was your 11th and 12th when you came?
It was a little difficult in terms of making friends. And it was also, actually, I think it was a very...
Did you have any good friends in 11th and 12th? Be on.
Ashwata,
Apart from Ashwata.
you...
Apart from me. Did you think we'll still be in touch?
Yeah.
Huh?
Because we've had other activities.
Who were not nice? You can beep out the name. Who were the bitches to you? Who were the
Nobody
fuck-
was a bitch.
You felt like bitch for fucking whooper.
I look into the mirror and say that I've never felt that about people. No, okay, not being disrespectful, but they were never powerful enough to be bitches.
Huh?
I used to pity these women because they were so confused about how they felt for me. They
Like
wanted
who?
to speak to me because it was fun, but they did not want to hang out with me because I don't know. There was this weird notion about, even someone once told me, I've heard someone told me that an officer's daughter was coming, and I used to think you'd be very intimidating and all, but tu to cartoon nikli. I'm like, bro, because we're not
Who
friends,
said this? Who said this? We can beep out. On a text or on your face?
On my face, but it was friendly humor, and I didn't mind it because I roasted him back right after. And that was just
What
playful.
did you tell him?
I actually don't remember.
How's Are you in touch?
We don't talk anymore.
We don't talk anymore.
There's a lot of people, dude, like, it takes effort to keep in touch with someone, right?
I don't know why you say this, GV. I don't know why, even the other day we were talking. Why do you put so much effort into friendship? Friendship should be, as far as I'm concerned.
Because I romanticize everything. Like, for me, it's quality over quantity. I'd rather, I don't know, maybe it's a girl thing.
What are you, Libra?
No, I'm actually a Virgo.
Virgo?
Close though. But that's not why. Virgo makes me more critical of things. Maybe that's why. People have told me that I usually notice people's flaws. It's not that I don't accept them for it, but I'm very honest about it. So it kind of filters out the people who cannot handle my criticism, and it keeps the people who understand it comes from a good place. It's still not like very healthy. I sometimes think it's a toxic behavior, but I'm trying to work on it.
But I don't think it's a toxic behavior. I think you should call out. You should call out bullshit if you see something.
Yeah, it's just a way for me to respect myself by not tolerating things that I wouldn't want. Like, for example, if you say something, more often than not, when a guy says something inappropriate, like a sexist joke or like just something inappropriate in general, I notice that a lot of women are like, they're mad, but they don't tell them that don't do this. And I feel like it is also our job to set these boundaries. So I make sure to tell them that, listen, that wasn't funny. That's inappropriate. This is the reason this is problematic. And it's because, I don't know where we were going with this. Sorry.
Keep going. We were talking about if we should be honest with our opinions to people.
So I realized that I cannot be that without being honest in general.
I think Sohail is there.
So,
Sohail, your enemy is here.
hi, bro.
What's the...
We can be adult about
Yeah, clarify get the beef going, man. Sort the beef out.
Wait your turn. Like, I'm fishing out on the rest of
What was the beef all about? They had some beef. Do you know that, Satvik? I'm going to make it
Who and I?
You and him.
Dude, I honestly... I've honestly at this point, I know there's so many people I've fought with, but genuinely because my memory is so bad.
But why your fight between her, we'll beep out. Your fight between
I think it was because of his ex being my best friend, and I
still
chose sides.
she still is your best friend.
Absolutely.
But see, Suhail has evolved, and
I'm just choosing a side because I want to be loyal. That's just my thing.
but you can still be friends with him.
Yeah, if he keeps in touch. Or if he offers whatever they've made downstairs for lunch.
What's
Hospitality.
today? Today is Saturday. Some biryani for sure.
What is Saturday biryani? In my house, they don't make biryani on Saturday. That's the whole point of a Saturday in my house. They never make biryani in your house, no?
You want to rub it on my face now
No,
that I'm a
do
fucking
you eat
Brahmin?
meat?
Yeah, dude. I eat meat. I eat more meat than you. I shouldn't say this. Fuck.
Okay.
Ah!
Don't beat that out, okay?
No, put that out. But I eat more meat than you. I'm going to reiterate. I eat 500 grams of chicken a day. Can you do that? Beat that.
I don't want to. I don't want to beat you. I just want to eat how much chicken
You know,
I want.
I've convinced my parents right now
Yeah.
to cook chicken at home, and they can't eat it. So we have a separate vessel.
Yeah.
There's my Ayama comes in, makes chicken for me and goes. So we both are dieting right now. We're doing 500 grams of chicken a day. But yeah, going back, huh?
Is it working?
It's working. I've lost around. These are just loose clothes, dude.
I like it. I honestly really like your outfit.
Thanks. Yesterday, Satvik was like, Vishal, tomorrow.
Is that Satvik?
Is that Satvik?
Hi, Satvik.
Tomorrow, Satvik was like, Vishal, I see you always wearing tight jeans. Tomorrow, can you wear something loose? I was like,
Look, even I want
let me
loose
pull that out.
pants.
Yeah, even she has a loose pant. Where do you buy this from?
Somewhere online, dude.
H&M is crazy. I don't have any other brands in India which offer clothes like these.
I
Like
just
the
go on
Gen
the fucking street and I pick something.
That's women, right?
Yeah. Cheap
Dude, for the
clothes
first
look good on
for the
women.
first time I'd been to Delhi for I was going to Himachal for a solo trip, and then I was staying in Delhi for 2 days. I went to Sarojini Market. You know Sarojini Market,
Yeah,
right?
I've been there.
For the first time in my life, I saw buy 3 get 8 free. Can you fucking believe buy 3 get 8?
I mean, I'm not surprised. I didn't know, but I'm
And
not
women get the
surprised.
best clothes there.
Yeah.
Men don't get shit.
Men don't get shit anywhere, yo. Have you ever been to any store ever? Like, you'll see like this 80% of it, you have like different women's clothing, and then some corner orphaned place, there is one for the men where you have some very basic collection in the corner. You have to always, you never go to a store and look for a woman's corner because it's there. You always have to go find the man's corner.
True. Very true, no? But that goes back to the idea of women.
Wearing more clothes?
No, women's value is more when you're beautiful. Think about
Yeah.
it. Correct.
But all of us are going to be dead with this amount of consumption, you
No.
know? Like,
The,
you don't think it's a problem?
this environment thing.
This environment thing kya hota hai bhencho? Like it's
Have you seen the George Carlin's video? You think we really have? See, I don't want to take sides on internet, but do you think we seriously have so much control over impact in our environment? I don't think we don't have so much control.
Corporates do the
Yeah, we don't
major
have.
damage,
We don't
but
have.
I understand what you're saying.
But whatever you do, it's good. It's great.
I
but
think
it's
to
in
some
that scale,
extent-
it's of no use.
I understand, but to some extent, I think it's for your own conscience. You know, you're just telling yourself, at least I'm doing my bit because
Yeah, but there are other things, GV. So what
Like
I
what?
think about is,
Yeah.
like instead of environment, why can't we be good people to each other?
I'm a good person.
I mean, that's
to
great.
everybody.
That's great.
I'm checking all of those.
That's great. But the next point, 90% of the people you meet
yeah.
don't understand emotions and don't know how to reciprocate emotions.
I agree.
And I think the first step is to be good humans to each other, understand empathy, and try to have this connection with everyone you meet instead of trying to save environment and be vegan when you're not a good
I'm
human.
not vegan.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about
I do love like a little nice poha though, but I'm not vegan.
You're not vegan, no?
No.
Thank the fucking Lord.
I can't. Like, I have PCOS, so there are certain things I need to eat to keep my body running.
What is PCOS?
Polycystic ovarian.
So a lot of women I know have it,
A lot of women have it.
and there's no way to beat it.
It's like a condition, you just maintain it.
And
You don't. It's not something you can solve, it's not something you can cure. You just live with it, but you learn to maintain
But does that reduce your fertility rate?
Okay, I don't have enough information to give you a solid answer on that, but based on what I've heard, yes. I mean,
Yes.
like, for example,
And it's painful, right?
It is. So basically what happens is that your period cycle goes haywire. Like usually you're supposed to bleed every 28 days, right?
Huh.
It goes up and down. You don't have control on your cycle, and gives you a lot of mood swings, man, which is the worst. Like you're always sad, you're always angry, and you don't know why, and it makes everything else bad. It kind of, like, women with PCOS that I personally know, their relationships are so fucked up because they're not able to control their temper, they're not able to control why they're sad, and it bleeds into their relationship. They have a lot of acne, teenage problems because of the hormones. You have all of that crap. You have hair growth, like excessive hair growth. There's like just too many things you need to handle, and it becomes like very exhausting for you in life in general.
And it's genetic.
Yeah, it runs in the family. So also, like you said, I don't know so much about the fertility bit, but there used to be doctors. Yeah, there used to be doctors. Yeah.
Insulin resistance causes low-grade inflammation. I think it's more hereditary, see?
Yes, it is. But like, for instance, like the doctor would tell my cousin who had PCOS, and she had to get like a surgery to remove a cyst that was like yay big. So
this big.
It was really big.
It was this big.
It was this
and
big.
What do you mean by cysts? Okay, complications
There's a cyst that grows on your
look there.
ovary.
Complications are infertility, so it does cause.
Yeah, because like the doctor, you know how in India the doctor doesn't say sex will heal something, or they cannot say you once you have a child, they'll be like, once you get married, this will be okay. So get married soon. They would actually say get married as soon as possible. The later you get married, the lower your chances are of.
But how does that solve PCOS?
It doesn't. It just, like, if people want to have a child, the sooner you try, the better it is. Better your chances are. That's what she said. But
anyways,
like most
fertility.
people don't want to have kids. You already have enough problems.
You don't want to have kids?
At the moment, no.
You don't want to have kids?
No, I don't think so.
Do you want to get married?
I haven't met anyone that's convinced.
But do you believe in the idea on school of marriage?
I think it's a necessity. I think it's a balance. Some people need to get married, some people don't.
But the question is, do you want to get married?
At the moment, no.
At the moment, no.
Yeah.
But you don't know what the future
I'm open
holds.
to changes. I'm always open to, like, I don't ever sit.
So it's just that you haven't found the right guy. Let's be honest.
I haven't found the right guy. I haven't.
But you believe in the school of marriage, true?
Not at the moment. I'll tell you why.
Huh.
Because, see, honestly, I feel like all my life I've been an only child, right? And I used to always hang out with adults, like my parents, my grandmother. Very rarely I'd hang out with people my age who are like my cousins and things like that. So I used to be a big time people pleaser because I don't know, nobody's influencing my
all are
culture,
people pleasers.
right?
I get it.
So when, like, for example, if my cousin sister likes a movie, I like that movie. If my cousin brother goes somewhere, I also want to go there. I did not have my own opinions.
Identity.
Or I don't have anything of my own. I used to look up to someone. If they like something, I like something. And after growing up like that and having dated a few people in the middle, I felt like there was always someone constantly influencing my idea of the world, how I perceived it. Either a partner or like my parents or my cousins. And after a while, there was this stage where I started feeling very restless because I felt like I did not know who I was. And I know it sounds very cliche and dramatic, but it actually starts to fuck with your head,
Yeah.
Like, the further you are from who you really are, you're always confused.
When did you get this?
I want to say 2020.
So when you were what, 24, 23, 24?
23.
23.
Yeah. And it was just, I started to feel like when you're not yourself, you're weak. Like, you're easily manipulated.
What is yourself? Like, how do you figure out? That's the journey, right?
Yes.
That's a journey.
What you are is like the things you're willing to tolerate, the things you actually love, the things you actually care for, the things you don't give a shit about. It's a collection of things, and your values, your morals, what are the things you're willing to negotiate with.
I get it, yeah.
How patient you are, how tolerant you are. All of this is you. A bunch of things make you up, and I felt like once I started that and I was a lot more confident, like, for instance, right, in the beginning, if someone made fun of me, it would depend on who the person is to see how I'm going to respond to it. Now,
you would have gotten that a lot in our school, in your school life, 11th. A lot of people would have made fun of you. But he made Abrar Sharif, was it his full name?
I remember him getting beaten up
Huh?
by your dad only, I think.
By my dad for bomb blast.
I don't even know why.
No, I think that was some other day.
No, I think it was
He was
because
also with us. At least he was in our team, remedials. All
Yeah.
in the same team.
I was just telling him about. Were you there when they gave us free food?
Yeah.
I was just telling
I
him
used to
that.
come from that.
Yeah.
He used to come for free food.
But didn't like they put too much soda in it? Like the rice, it would like fuck your stomach up, no? Oh shit, that was
Suhail is fine with it. What food did they give you, yeah?
like rice and sambar.
This was in what, 11th, 12th standard?
Yeah, 12th I think.
So rice, sambar,
Appalam.
aplam, pulav,
Some
rice,
palya.
Puri.
puri,
Puri. Pura. And there used to be some
Pura.
palya.
pura.
And there used to be I don't know.
What the fuck? Tu kodre idella kodtara.
Yeah. This compensation for being dumb, for treating you like you're dumb.
But yeah, so after 11th, 12th, where do you go for your college?
I went to MES.
With Tushar.
Yes, Bapat. Yes.
Bapat?
Yeah.
Tushar also studied MES.
That's how we became friends. I actually didn't know him from
Actually,
school.
Bapat is a really nice guy.
I love him.
How was your college how was your college life? 2 years, 3 years?
College life was honestly a lot.
3 years, 2 years?
3. A lot
What do you study?
I studied Bachelor's of Arts. And
BA.
I studied, psychology, journalism and literature.
3-year course.
Yeah, and this is the part I missed earlier. So basically, when I was in 11th and 12th, I said the reason it was life changing is because when I studied there, I realized I did not want to study that.
Science.
Yeah. Like, I enjoyed science, reading it in a magazine or reading it out of my interest. But when people were shoving
You like
down,
reading it on Wikipedia.
not
No.
Wikipedia. I'm not that dumb. Like, I do read research papers. I read a lot. I watch a lot of videos. I listen to a lot of podcasts. But this is something out of curiosity, out of interest. But when you were shoving down chemistry formulas
Inorganic
in my
chemistry.
head, I did not enjoy it. And I
Inorganic
did not want to do something I didn't enjoy. And then it honestly felt, dude, that environment did not encourage me to study. I'm sorry, but the walls look sad. The people look sad. My uniform was sad. It fit me so
Yeah.
awkwardly. And like,
These are first world problems, by the way.
yeah, and generally, I had first world problems. What are you gonna do? I
Yeah.
was a privileged bitch. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm more humble about it.
I know, but these are like think about a girl. But I get it. So I don't like the concept of trying to compare your life and be grateful of your life and looking at people who are down. Yeah, sometimes it works, but I don't think it always works. Yeah, I agree.
And I'll tell you what else was the problem. See, dude, it was simply this, that do you believe that you need some source of affection or love for you to prosper in the rest of your life? Needn't be from a partner. It can be from your parents, from a pet dog, from a good friend.
I'll tell
Like,
you what was
need-
the problem for you.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the problem for you was you came in 11th and 12th,
Yeah.
and people already had groups by then. There was already groups set,
Yeah.
and there were already certain set of people who won't hang out with certain set of people.
Yeah.
The other way around. When you came in,
Yeah.
people were already old. Like 11th, 12th comparatively in school is pretty old, right?
Yeah.
In school life.
Yeah.
So I think you didn't get the right mindset, right set of friends you
Yeah.
wanted. I think if
Like,
you
I
had that, you would have
tried.
enjoyed it.
People were very nice. Like, I
But you didn't like them.
It's
It
not that I
doesn't.
didn't like them. There was a level of conversation I couldn't have with them.
I know, I agree.
And not in a disrespectful way, but it's just there was a lot of fighting about so many petty things that we couldn't get past to actually having quality friendship.
But that's I think our women population in our school. The men population, we were pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
I'll tell you honestly, I had my time of my life in school. I have my fucking ball of a time. I didn't have a lot of fun times back in Kolkata when I was still 8th standard. I had a lot of fun here. I don't know.
want to say anything mean. Yeah, Kolkata is a nice place.
Why? What do you have? Something bad about Kolkata?
No, I don't even know anything about Kolkata.
Yeah.
I just know that I don't know shit. To be
Yeah.
honest. That's
It's
what's
a- it's a-
really nice about
It's a
it.
beautiful place, but yeah, I had my time of my life from 8th to 12th, and it was the best time of my life. And then next college, but yeah, those were the best days. I mean, I can't talk about certain things, but no sugar. I don't need sugar.
You also don't need sugar?
No,
You eat sugar? Somebody eat sugar? Okay.
it's on camera, Suhail. I'm gonna send this video to Manoj. You eating this? You wanna try eating it?
Okay.
Coming back to it. How was MES?
MES was fun. I was still very inappropriate for MES,
Huh.
but I had fun anyway. I think MES was around the time I realized that I don't need to fit in.
And that's when you started drinking, smoking.
I actually had my first drink with you guys.
I know, I remember the first time we drank. Where did we drink? What was the place?
I think it was
One
called
shady
Bai.
fucking place in MG Road.
Yeah. I mean, for that age, that was the best we could do. We were middle class children, okay?
Huh.
We couldn't go to some...
They mixed water and vodka and they gave it to us.
That also we acted so
Yeah.
drunk.
Oh, fuck! I'm drunk. I'm drunk, bro.
But that was just like the closest you could get to feeling like an adult, you know.
Yeah.
But we were actually acting. I think I was drunk, or maybe I was high on life.
No,
but-
it's just the placebo effect, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times
You had a fight with someone.
I had a fight that day.
I'm not sure if it was you or someone else, but there was a fight. No, it was someone else. Never mind.
What was the fight? You don't want to talk.
The timing couldn't have been worse, no.
But yeah.
I have another friend who is not my friend anymore, but I'm
Who's
great.
this friend?
But
Who's-
yeah, but
Daughter.
Yes.
Son.
Son.
Sorry.
yeah,
Why aren't you guys friends anymore?
we just grew. We fought a lot
Why do you guys fight?
because it wasn't even like a personal thing. We'd fight about like
You guys were pretty close in
Yeah.
Hungary. How do you
Yeah.
pronounce Hungary?
hungry.
Hungry.
Yeah,
Hungry.
yeah,
Like hungry.
yeah.
I'm hungry.
Hungary, a little. There's a little.
Day. Hungary. Hungary.
Yeah.
Hungary.
Yes.
What language do they speak there?
Hungarian, but according to them, it's called Magyaros.
Wait, why do you go?
Magyarország.
Okay, let's go finish this story first.
Yeah.
Why do you guys? You guys was together in Hungary.
We
Hungary.
were friends.
Friends in Hungary.
Yeah.
Hungary.
Yeah.
And why do you guys stop talking?
We didn't exactly stop talking. We just grew apart because, see, once you go there, everybody has their own lives. Nobody hangs out with their friends. Everybody hangs out with their partner, with their boyfriend. And then you don't consciously make an effort to make plans with your friends. So we just like did our
Out of
thing.
touch.
Yeah, and plus, like, because we've always had that tension, you know, like we used to fight a lot. So it just, it never helped seal.
There was no there's nothing. There's no chemistry in terms of even friendship.
There was. We spoke well and everything. He also, I feel like he was one of my first friends who.
Did he hit on you?
No. He was one of my first friends who challenged the
I
way
see
thought.
something here.
Babe, everyone hits on me. This is no, I'm not being a. If at this age, everybody's intention is to find a partner, okay?
And to fuck.
Yeah, so if someone has a chance, they'll take it. But like it.
Is he married now?
He's not married. Why are you asking if everybody's married? Nobody's married.
Because all they talk about in my house is about me getting married.
Yeah, that's
And-
he doesn't live with his parents.
Okay, but yeah. So you studied in MES. You finished your 3 years there, and then where did you go next? You went to Hungary.
So I worked for a year.
Where do you
so
work?
see, when I was in MES, right, the first year of my college, I attended a workshop where I met this person. Her name is Sneha Chandrasekhar. She was a writer, and through her, I first found out that you could get paid for writing. That content writing is a profession.
Explain what content writing is.
Open a website, whatever you see. Open a blog, whatever you see. Anything that goes on digital media, whatever you write is content. Now the idea of content has expanded. What you're doing is content. Videos are content. Everything is content.
But in those days, writing was the only content available,
Writing was the primary
and video was
type
like secondary. Video.
Yeah. Video was like
But
something
vlogging
that
and, vlogging
accessorizes.
and all was still there, right? Vines,
Yeah.
vlogging.
Yeah. But that was something entirely on its own. But content writing is writing. Content is content. So
Now content writing is done, right? ChatGPT, you can automate or you can get any content in ChatGPT.
you can make ChatGPT describe things. You cannot make it write thought-provoking ideas.
Yeah, dude. So there's a guy called Jordan Peterson, right?
Yeah.
Can you Google this? So Jordan Peterson on ChatGPT, you know Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
And you hate him, I know that.
I have my opinions.
So,
Yeah.
so Jordan Peterson
Mm.
went to ChatGPT and he told ChatGPT to write on. Yeah, this is a video.
Mm.
No, this is a completely huge video.
Yeah.
There is a shot. John Peterson ChatGPT story. I think a book.
Yeah.
So he told ChatGPT to write a book of his style, and it wrote.
Yeah, it will.
The first one.
I asked it, this is what I asked it to do. I said,
Look
write
at
me an
this.
essay that's a 13th rule for Beyond Order, written in a style that combines the King James Bible with the Tao Te Ching. That's pretty difficult to pull off, you know? Any one of those things is hard. The intersection of all three, that's impossible. Well, it wrote it in about 3 seconds, 4 pages long, and it isn't obvious to me, for better or worse, that I would be able to tell that I didn't write it. I also had it write an essay on the intersection between the Taoist version of ethical morality and the ethics that are outlined in the Sermon on the Mount, which it just nailed, got that dead right. Brilliant. Again, it took it about 3 seconds. But a university professor did this. He thought, oh, that's interesting. Any student will be able to write any essay on any topic with ChatGPT. Someone gave it an SAT, by the way, and it scored about as well as the average student in a well-functioning public university. So that's how smart it is. So that's basically an IQ test. He said, write me an essay, gave it a topic, wrote the essay. He said, now grade it. Said, if we can automate the students, we should be able to automate the professors too. And so it provided a complete, comprehensive analysis of its own essay with grade. I asked it, this is
Can you fucking believe that?
Write me an essay.
That's all.
It's a 13th rule for Beyond Order, written in a style that combines the King James Bible with the Tao Te Ching.
AI is smart. There is no doubt about it. I just don't feel threatened for some reason.
By him.
By ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
I don't know, dude. I don't have a lot of desires, so I don't have a lot of disappointments. If this doesn't work out, I'll fucking sell vegetables or something somewhere. I'll open a farm. Nothing is the end of the world. What?
100%.
Yeah.
You see what I feel. See, even us starting this, right?
Yeah.
The world right now is about how you can evolve
Yeah.
and utilize the things which are already there.
Yeah.
So ChatGPT is not going to replace humans, but we can utilize it in a very
Absolutely. If
optimal
you know
way.
how to use it to your advantage, then I think you're going to be fine for at least until it overpowers you.
Sorry.
But yeah,
Why did we go to ChatGPT? What were we talking about? We were talking about.
content writing.
So first year you did this workshop, and then that's when you were
And
introduced
then
to
I
all
was
this.
interested, so I took an internship with her. And then I started freelancing while I was working because she liked my work. And as soon as I graduated, she took me in. And I worked with her for almost like 6-7 months.
First year itself.
Yeah. So, but I don't know, we didn't agree on a lot of things in terms of the operations. So, but I'm still grateful for all that. She gave me a taste for that life, you know. So, we used to work for hospitality. Most of her clients were like in Marriott and stuff like that. So, she'd take me around to these nice places. We'd
Free
go
food.
attend events. No, actually networking.
Networking.
You'd go speak to people that run the place, the general manager, the chef. And I'm not one for that luxurious lifestyle, but I appreciate it anyway. So
That's a very diplomatic way
if
to
it's
put it
given
out.
to me, I'll take it. I just don't run after it. So when I went there and I was meeting these people, it was a nice feeling. So at least she gave me a taste for that life. She
Of
taught
that
me
lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that like pushed you through after your BA.
Yes.
3 years.
But except at that point, like I was worshipping her, you know, because she taught me a lot. But after a while, you know how everybody gets their first job and thinks I'm going to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
after a while, you realize, no, it gets better when you go around. So I jumped to a sports branding agency. I started doing social media there. So like it kept expanding and it kept expanding. And I was doing copywriting in general. And after that, I decided I want to go somewhere. And I wanted to go somewhere nice, but how do I say this? So I did not want to burden my parents.
In terms of finance.
Yeah. So I wanted to take a student loan. And this felt like a place I could afford without losing my mind over it. And the second thing was that I did not necessarily want to study or work hard. Like I wanted something of value.
Typical Bangalore privileged kids
Not
asking
privilege.
for I want something, but I don't want to work hard.
I started working at 16, okay? And I never actually enjoyed my college because I was finishing college and then I was going to my work and I was working there for 4 hours and then I was coming home. I would take a bus all the way from my house to like Yashwantpur, which is where my college was, and then again go back to Yashwantpur and go to Rajaji Nagar. And the thing is, it's not hard. It's fine. I don't mind. I'm okay taking buses and all of that. But the mental exhaustion by the end of the day, because you know this stupid idea that customer is king, so everybody yells at you, especially because you're the intern. It was just exhausting, and I had no one to speak with, and I did not know if I was doing the right thing. So it was just like a hard time. And then I told myself I never actually got to enjoy college because I was trying too hard to become an adult. I need to go enjoy college. Then fuck my life. I went there and COVID started.
So okay. So you did your MES, and
Yeah.
after your 3 years, you got this
I worked for like a year.
a year here, and then you got this university.
Yeah, and then I went to Budapest.
What were you studying?
I studied marketing strategy.
In
MSc.
in Hungary.
International Business School.
In Hungary.
Yeah.
And how long were you there for?
It was supposed to be like a 1.5 year, 2 year course.
Huh.
But because of COVID, there was a lot of delay in that.
So how long did you stay? How many years did you stay?
I
there?
stayed for 4 years.
And how was that? How was that
I had
compared?
fun. I had fun wherever I go. I had fun.
You had fun. More than Bangalore,
Of course.
of course.
When you live alone, you have fun. It's not even that I went to a party, you know. Just the fact that I can wash my hair on a day I want.
How are
is
people there?
freedom.
How are Europeans there? How are they?
They're just like here. Some of them are nice. Some of them are mean. But I also... Okay, I think Europe is the place for art and wine and like not being a prude. So like people are more liberal.
Dude, today I saw a video.
Yeah.
A guy, you know squats, right?
Yeah.
So guy,
Oh,
you saw that?
the Indonesian influencer.
What the fuck was that?
Looked horrible.
Dude,
That,
play that
like-
Indonesian bodybuilder.
It gives you like this weird
Shock.
jitter in your body.
It just broke his neck and he was
Died.
dead in instant.
No, he actually underwent a surgery and then he died.
Nah, he was dead on spot.
Really?
He died after a while.
No, he was brought in dead. He's brought in dead.
No, but I watched this. It's quite sad.
Dude, what the fuck was that?
I know, dude.
See this.
What's my max number of reps or
Fuck.
like my weight?
Wait, what's your PR?
I don't think I can do more than
10
10.
on each side or 5 on each side?
I can do 10 on each side if I have someone to spot me.
Spot you.
Yeah. I'll tell you why. Because I
How
rate-
deep do you go in your squats?
I think I can go.
No, that
have
might sound
practice.
different.
No, but honestly, it's because when I was raving excessively, I actually injured my knee.
What happened?
This one. So, first thing is, I have this habit, okay? I sit everywhere like a villager. Like I I sit like this. Second thing is that because it was cold, I used to wear these boots that wouldn't let my entire sole rest properly.
But was it like this or was it like this?
Solpa hinge sotta patta.
So it was like
Yeah.
wedges.
A little, yeah. And then even here, it was like a little imbalanced. So I walked in that for like 6-7 months without realizing.
And also,
And I would
It
rave.
makes you kind of hot. That's also the reason you wore it.
Like, kuntid no? How was that making me hot? Like, nobody would even see it.
Boots, like heels and boots make you look good, right?
No, dude, I wore it because it was cold.
But doesn't
And more thickness. That's all I wanted.
but
And
doesn't heels make a woman look even more?
you tell me.
Yeah, I feel.
For me, women are hot in general.
No.
Like, I like all.
Do you guys
I
think?
don't
Okay,
discriminate.
let's ask the men. Do you guys think heels makes a woman look prettier? It does, right? Basically,
You like women that suffer.
For me, no.
so
I'm short myself.
I'll.
Dude, this is everybody I
That's
ever
so.
dated.
That's so cute. I never
wasn't allowed
expected.
to wear heels with anyone I
But
dated.
I'll tell you what happens with heels, right?
Yeah.
So, whatever whatever girls I've dated, not how much.
Quantify.
So,
Yeah.
so what happens is it basically lifts your butt a little up
Yeah.
and makes your butt look a little like uplifted. Like
Yeah,
it's like
I think that's the
it's like
idea.
a temporary Brazilian butt lift. That's what you call, right?
Very painful butt lift.
Yeah,
yeah,
very
yeah.
painful. I've seen women.
I just
They
think
just-
sometimes it looks good with your outfit more than the butt.
Exactly.
It's kind of like.
So when you wear a tight dress
Yeah.
and then you wear a heels, it just your butt looks better. Come on.
Yeah. I mean,
Huh?
I'm not gonna say on mic that I look at women's butt, but yeah. I'm guessing it is a part of
It
it.
does look good.
It is.
Why do you think? Why do you think women wear it? It makes them look hot.
I sometimes wear it because I used to feel very insecure in Europe that I was short. Everybody was tall there. So I wore
How
heels.
tall are they?
Yo, they're fucking gigantic.
5'10",
They're
5'11".
like, women used to be like 5'9", 5'10". These are my friends, okay? And like all of my Indian friends who act all macho here, the men, they'd go there and they're like, hi,
So
mommy.
I'm 6'1" here. There,
You do fine.
yeah, I'll do fine there.
You're average there.
I'm average still.
You're average there.
But I'll find 90% of the women shorter than me, right?
50.
Come on, they're not gonna be 6'1", dude.
Poi par rani.
Women are not gonna
It
be.
also depends on what region of Europe you're in. So in Hungary, women, okay, are like fairly short.
Very short,
Yeah.
no? But like, I've seen Netherlands guys, Amsterdam guys are fucking tall.
Dude, oh, Dutch guys, but they're also mean. Did you know this is a thing in the Netherlands that how in the rest of the world the man usually approaches the woman, right?
Huh.
In the Netherlands, it's the opposite. A woman always has to ask. A
Why
guy
is the women population there more than men?
No, I'm not sure why, but I also know Netherlands is one of those countries. It's a very feminist.
Why
country.
doesn't this happen in India, dude? India doesn't have a fucking dating culture. It's
Yeah.
so. For me right now, it's so hard to find women. I mean, we're talking. It's so hard to find a woman you want to fucking marry in a very
Yeah.
natural way.
I
Like,
agree.
you just have to pray to God that it should happen.
Some Bharat matrimony or something works
some
out.
Bharat matter, something. It's so hard to find women, dude. India
I
doesn't
agree.
have a dating culture.
Like for instance, one difference I would say is you cannot walk into a bar and speak to a girl here, right?
You can, I guess, in Bangalore, you can.
In Bangalore you can, but is that as popular as it would be anywhere else outside
See-
of the country? Like for example, you say it's hard for you to find a woman, right? And your best bet is probably like Tinder or Bumble or a friend who's gonna hook you up with
Yeah.
someone else. That was your best bet. But if you go like outside in Budapest, like one thing, not Budapest, but in Europe in general, right? One thing, men don't mind being rejected. So if we're walking around and a guy thinks you're attractive, he'll come ask you out. And if you say no, he'll be okay and he'll walk away with it because he doesn't have a problem with being rejected. And the girl doesn't understand he's not being a creep. He's just giving it a shot. So
Yeah, that's sort of mutual understanding is
yeah,
what
because
relax.
that's a very open
Popular
dating culture.
culture,
People
exactly.
want to date.
And
Even
we don't
women
have
want to
that.
date.
That's what fucking-
That's because here women don't want to date. Women want to fall in love seedha. Like not all of them. I'm not
Not
generalizing.
fall in love. I think it's more of no. There's no proper education to it.
Yes.
There's no like there are
Yeah.
prom nights.
Yeah.
People in 11th and 12th grade.
Here
go
we
for
have separate stairs
separate
for boys and girls.
Boys and girls.
Yeah.
And there it's like there are cheer girls for your basketball games.
Here we're not allowed to come out when you guys play sports.
Exactly, and you can't wear anything. Look,
Yo, during school, when I was in school, because I was one of those girls who developed a lot sooner, during sports period, I was the strongest fucking man over there, okay? I could like throw a ball really fucking far. So instead of putting me on the ground and cheering for me, my teachers would make me wear a sweater on top of my uniform and a leggings below because they didn't want me to like
show your tits.
distract boys. I'm like, he's playing with a different ball. A boy that age doesn't even want to look at anything else. Trust me.
But that's the thing we're speaking about, right? So we don't have any culture here. There's no like let's say tomorrow I can go approach a girl, but the girl has no knowledge of what I'm trying to do. Like all she thinks is ये बंदा तो northeast ये बंदा तो यार ऐसे दिखता
Do you
है.
think it's because there is also this fear of creepy like no there are men who want
Dude.
to no listen for example if someone comes and asks me out how
How
do
do you
I
want-
differentiate
That's the question. How? Let's assume you are in Big Brewski
yeah
on a Saturday night and you're with your friends. First question: would you want a guy to approach you if you're looking for it?
I don't mind it, but
You
that's
don't
me.
mind it.
But that's me. But I'll tell you another thing. For women in general who probably haven't had the same kind of exposure, you also have a little fear. So if a guy is approaching me and he's just gonna ask me out and I say no and he leaves, it's one thing. But if this is someone who's gonna stalk you, this is someone who's gonna harass you, the problem is we don't know how to tell the difference because there is no, I mean, it could be anyone, dude, because there are some extreme fucking men. There was a guy when I was in 8th standard, a guy who's never seen me. He saw me somewhere, found my address, used some contact, found my phone number, and he would come stand outside of East Colony every day when I'd go to school. I was a fucking child. And 3 years later, he calls me and tells me, I saw you today. Again, you were walking. And then my father had to call the cops and stuff. Like, you
So you're saying
had some
it's
extreme experiences.
in India, there's
it's
a
hard
lot
to
of
trust.
like there are a lot of men who are creeps. I get it.
It's
but
hard
like,
to trust.
okay, educate me as a man. How would you want you to feel, or how would you want a man to make a girl feel safe?
By telling other men not to be creepy.
No, but during that instance, let's say you're in Big Brewski, how can I make you feel safe and then approach you?
I don't think there's a solid way.
Is there a
to
way
do
I can
that.
communicate? Is there a way I can be like, hey, let's assume you're there in Big Brewski.
I think
Let-
it's a very...
I have this question.
Let's assume, hear me out. You're with the Big Brewski. I'm Vishal, right?
Yeah,
So I'm going to go approach you right now.
Yeah.
Hey, hi, I just found you really cute. Can I get your number? Can I ask that?
I think it's nice.
That'll work?
But could you like maybe just
I don't want to talk.
respecting? No, I understand. Just respecting their fears. You like say something like, "I don't mean to like scare you," or "I don't mean to like."
Yeah, let's say that, yes.
I don't mean to make you uncomfortable, and I understand if it's a no. But I
Huh.
just wanted to know if I could have your number because I find you.
So,
really cute.
so explain. Give me the transcript. How should a guy approach?
I just gave it to you. no?
Again, repeat
Say
it.
something like, "Hey, hi,
Huh.
I noticed you from there, and I don't mean to make you uncomfortable, and I understand if it's a no, but I'm just trying to see if I can get your number because I find you really cute, and if
90% of the problem is solved if the guy looks good, no?
no, I'm rarely attracted
Be
to the way
honest.
people. Not me. I can
But
look
speak in
if
a
you
generalistic way.
I don't know generalistic way.
But-
I'm a weird piece of shit, Vishal. Like I don't know what generally people think because I've actually been very confused about this. Okay, all my life, if someone showed me a bunch of pictures of men, is like, what's your type? I'm actually not attracted to anyone. I feel like for me to be attracted to someone, it's also the way they look and the way they speak. I need to listen to this man speak.
What's it called? Sapiosexual, right?
He needn't be very intelligent, but he needs to know how to make a conversation. A good conversation is a turn on. Like if imagine some great looking guy comes and we're stuck in a room and I'm bored out of my mind and he says, "So, what's your favorite color?" I
Remember,
will stab him.
you remember you had an Instagram bio as a sapiosexual. Do you remember?
In what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
You did,
Yeah,
right?
because I always knew. I did have a clue that I wasn't attracted to people just the way they look. Because see, I've dated like all sorts of people.
Look at the image. Like the girl is licking the guy's brain.
That's exactly what I do. Give them good head.
Gee! Give a good head. Wow. Clip that shit. Clip that fucking shit.
So, like, for me, like, I'm genuinely telling you.
So
I've
guy
dated
can
skinny
take a
people.
shot. A guy can take a shot. Let's say he takes a shot
To
at
me,
10,
yeah.
20 girls. He'll find some girl. Bro.
That's what they do out there in Europe, you know. They ask everybody
Dude,
out.
I've started doing that. I went to this H&M store. I bought these clothes. Me and Sohail were there. There's a cute saleswoman. She was she was pretty and hot. And I was like, hey, I really find you cute. She was also kind of flirting with me, no? Da? What do you think? Like, we were hanging out there. I selected my clothes. And we were waiting for this guy. I was just making conversations with her. Just flirting, casual. This pant looks good. You will say chumma, it looks good. Chumma, like casual.
Chumma, chumma.
Yeah, like chumma.
Boys will say chumma and they'll think it's flirting.
Nah, dude, I'm not that self-unaware. But yeah, and then later I was like, hey, I really find you cute. Can I get your Instagram? Can I get your phone number? She's like, I'm being recorded. The cameras. I'm doing my work hours. I can't give you my number.
Let's go to sign language or something.
Yeah, no. But then she gave me her Instagram ID and I forgot what it is. That day I completely forgot. But I took my shot. I think I should take a shot.
You should, dude. See, you should. If you don't mind what people think of you and all
I don't
of
fucking
that,
mind.
then you just give it a
Who-
shot. Who's
Who
gonna
cares?
remember?
Yeah, who's your which women do you look up to? Who's your like go-to women influencer? If you ask me, there are two people in my life. I look up to MS Dhoni. He's my influencer. Like I look at him like a hero. I look at David Goggins. He's one of the heroes.
Strange thing, I actually really like in terms of living a personal life, like a content life. I really look up to Sunil Shetty because he has
Women.
Women. I don't know a lot of women. I think these are women I personally know, not like very famous women. I don't know.
You don't know any, but yeah.
I don't. So famous women whose personal lives are out there and something that I entirely agree with. No, but this guy.
Sunil Shetty. Why is that?
He has that he gives a shit about his health, his mental health, his family. He understands
Looks
the
young.
work-life balance, his fitness. He, you know, like wakes up at 5 a.m., makes time to spend with his family. I follow him on LinkedIn. I follow him everywhere because like I really, really look up to him.
61 years.
Yeah. And
What
he
the
wakes up, he makes time to spend time with his mum. They drink chai together. And he's invested in a lot of places. He makes time for his family. He has this beautiful house in Khandala, if I'm not wrong. That is one of my goals. I'm gonna have like a house in Khandala like him someday.
Where's Khandala?
In Maharashtra.
There's a song, right? Khandala.
Khandala. I think, by the way, I'm not sure if that's
Khandala.
where it is, but it's a very beautiful house. He has a nice farmhouse filled with art, and I think that is how I want my personal life to be. Like, do work, but have a life to live after you work. And like the way he sees family, he wakes up, his discipline, his consistency. Like, I read this article once where like he's like, I don't hate traffic because I find a way to utilize it. So if there's a driver sitting there, during that traffic he does a meeting or he reads something. And I just like how efficient he is. So he's someone I used to read a lot about.
Sunil Shetty, right?
Yeah.
He's an interesting guy. I
Very
think even KL
interesting.
Rahul the other day was speaking about Sunil Shetty. I think I saw it on a pod. Rear biceps, you know the guy?
I don't like. I mean,
You don't like his content?
not so much.
Why?
Because after a point, it felt like there was a conversation happening for the sake of conversing. It wasn't relevant. It was like,
But he's the only guy we have in India who has, apart from us,
He's
who has a good
popular.
podcast.
popular. Yeah, that's what this other guy said. Whose podcast also I was invited to in Bangalore, but I didn't go.
Who?
I chose you.
Who?
You don't know him. Not famous either.
But how was your first time here? It was good. You're the first guest, by the way.
I know. I feel like I'm your muse
Huh.
because I was also on your video,
Yeah.
the music video.
Yeah, the first. Oh fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Play that. Go to my Instagram. You'll find it. You are the first. I don't think it's there. Yeah, go to YouTube. Just type 4 clouds.
We have
What is the
good-
song name? What's the song name?
4 clouds.
No, just number
No.
4 clouds. 4
Yeah,
clouds.
4.
4. Yeah, number
I thought
4
that
clouds.
was the name of the Miss Me.
Miss me. 4 clouds. Miss me.
God, I watched it on repeat until like I felt like okay now I'm being narcissistic and then I stopped.
Well, it was great. Thanks, GV.
Oh my.
Thanks. We have shot I think close to more than 90 minutes. More than 90 minutes.
Yes. Are you sure? Should we like because of this?